Not really? Okay, a couple people? Okay. So for these beds are a little bit like the spacing, because one person, she's planted before, obviously. So this is an experiment, just keep that in mind for the students. We have watermelon and cucumber, which obviously they're a vining plant, so it's gonna take up a lot of space. Yeah. But we're gonna kind of mold them around the bed to kind of help them kind of see, hopefully they can do a scavenger hunt, see where their watermelons are or not. So, you know, just bear with the spacing. So when my mom actually bought one of these recently and just planted this whole thing in the ground, you don't want to do that. Sometimes these come with like the biodegradable wrap around it, but it also has plastic on it. You need to remove the plastic and then plant the actual biodegradable cup. So for these, we're gonna water these. We have like a nice mix, like Dante said, so all of these things will grow and look more like this over here eventually. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna turn this upside down. Try and keep the tag with it. Just put those there. So the tag will be close to the bottom of the plant. So this is the cucumber plant. When you plant it, these are gonna be a little bit root bound, which means like there's just a lot of roots because it's been in this cup for a while. So with your trowel or with your hands, you're gonna wanna break it up a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit to kind of just loosen up the soil. This soil is already pretty, you guys can come closer. This soil is already like really loose and, you know, nice for you, so you don't have to use a trowel if you don't want to, but it just makes the work easier because you just can dig one large hole. So one rule of thumb is if you use your hand to kind of measure, eyeball it. I have small hands, but you can eyeball like a foot away from this part of the bed, from the border of the bed. So just what I tell kids when they're planting is to like put your hand down, and then that's typically how far you want to go actually into the bed. So we've placed these kind of where they are and where Dante has kind of like, we've used companion planting and other kind of, these go well together, these don't go well together, these fight, blah, blah, blah. These do better together for each of these beds. So all of these are in the cucurbit family, so they're all like cousins. So they'll do well together, and then all the herbs typically go well together. Basil and tomato, if you like pizza, those go really well together, and then all the peppers pretty much go well together. So when you're planting, like I said, just use your hand to kind of remind yourself where you are with the bed. And then you're just gonna dig a hole. You want the hole to be somewhat flush to where the top of the plant is. So you don't want it to be like this. And this soil is kind of like fuzzy, but obviously, right, that's not deep enough. So you want the hole to be deep enough for that. You're gonna remember to break up the soil a little bit. Can y'all see? And then you're just gonna cover it up. And you don't really need to compact it too much because we're gonna water it, and that'll help kind of saturate it and get it in place. If you have any, are there any questions right now?
This is really helpful.
Yeah, it's super easy. Just remember to kind of loosen up the roots a little bit so that, you know, the plant can have that air, right, and it can loosen up its roots. Kim, did you want to add anything to the herb section?
No. Basically what you said. Same way planting the herbs. Honestly.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
And I didn't do a good job, but try to keep the tag showing somewhere. Like even if you pull it out and just put it right here until you plant it, and then you can just put it right back there.
Okay. Cool.
Ideally, we would use popsicle sticks if we were like growing by seed, but we aren't right now. So
They have labels.
yeah, exactly.
They come pre-labeled.
Right. So.
All right, yay!
Thank you, Michelle. And this will go really quickly because we have a lot. Like there's one.